Hello. Right, we got. Not going to good start. We got to be quick about this because my kitten turned off my computer before I was about to go live, and as a consequence, I had to reset everything up. But I'm playing D&D in 15 minutes. But be darned if I'm not going to go ahead with a stream I've already set up. So, do I need to preamble much about this? This is the teaser for the new Mission Impossible film. Honestly, I in my mind, the last Mission Impossible film came out this year, and I said as much on Twitter when someone was asking me about like I don't know, there was some part of a tweet about a film that came out, like someone like asking you to like mention a film that came out recently, and I was like, oh yeah, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, and they were like, well no, that was actually last year. I'm like, what do you mean it was last year? Like time just goes crazy. So this is the sequel to Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, because they abandoned the Part 1, Part 2 subtitle. But it's hilarious. Well, they abandoned the Part 2 subtitle. Technically, the first film did release as Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, and as much as I am sure that Paramount Pictures is going to do their best to scrub it, as far as Wikipedia is concerned, and as far as IMDb is concerned, that was a title that it released under, and that is its official title. Anything else is just is just a retitle of the film. So I will glean much glee from referring to the sequel to this Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 as Mission Impossible. I will continue to refer to it by that film, by that title. I don't think we really know much about kind of this film. Obviously, it was shot back to back with Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. I think anyway. So it's direct sequel that obviously ended on a cliffhanger. Yeah, it was shot back to back. Or at least it was intended to be shot back to back, but I think maybe COVID got in the way of that. Maybe not. I don't know. No, it wasn't filmed back to back. But clearly, if you watch the first film, which I'm assuming you have, it's a back to back in any other kind of meaningful way. Obviously, like most back to back films are released a year after the other. This hasn't, so clearly they've been filming more. But all of the people from the previous film, apart from the obvious exception of Rebecca Ferguson return because her character is dead. In terms of new people, I mean, Angela Bassett's back. She was in Fallout. She wasn't in the last film. Rolf Saxon as William Donlow, I think, didn't appear in the last film, so he's appearing in this one. And Nick Hoffman's in it. But yeah, I don't think we know much about what's gonna happen. So this is what the teaser's for. I have 10 minutes before I play D&D, so I think we should probably get straight into it.
Our lives are not defined by any one action. Our lives are the sum of our choices.
Everything you are, everything you've done has come to this.
When the need for certainty is absolute and the odds are deemed impossible, the mission falls to him.
Should he choose to accept? For every life you tried to save, you gambled millions more. now the fate of every living soul on Earth is your responsibility.
That's the pattern, isn't it? You refuse to sacrifice the ones you hold close.
You've always been on the right side, brother. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Is this the last film? I can't remember if it's ever actually announced. Should I probably check that? May 2025 is right. That's what I thought it came out. I'm going to watch it again. I wasn't listening to the monologue because I was distracted. I was distracted by the visuals. It's very much the staples of the genre. Is Mission Impossible 8 the last one? Well, if there's a whole bunch of like titles asking like news outlets saying this film is teasing that this is the last one, so I don't think it's actually confirmed. I don't think it was confirmed, but certainly they're suggesting that it might be, and I don't think they've greenlit any further ones, but pretty sure it'll be a hard franchise to let go. I'm going to watch that again and actually listen to what was being said because I was distracted by the visuals. I was focusing on the visuals. I mean, it's certainly like, you know, the Mission Impossible theme being played very slowly, a whole bunch of like vehicle stuff happening, and then we focus on like reactions of people. There's two interesting callbacks to previous films. We see this obviously from the first Mission Impossible film, and then I think, yep, this I think is almost certainly from the third one. I mean the hair is shorter, so it seems like, and he looks younger. Interesting that they pick out 1 and 3, and they don't pick out any of the other ones from the other films. I don't know if there's a reason for that. Lily's not sure either. Kitten, she's yelling at me. I don't know if you can hear. You know, are these two incidents going to be relevant? I mean, certainly, like we established, that character who sits in that, who sat in that room is back. Is this thing about the knock list that's relevant? Did we finally find a rabbit's foot is? Not now, Lily. I need to listen to the dialogue.
Our lives are not defined by any one action. Our lives are the sum of our choices.
Everything you are, everything you've done has come to this.
When the need for certainty is absolute and the odds are deemed impossible, the mission falls to him.
Should he choose to accept? For every life you tried to save, you gambled millions more. And now the fate of every living soul on Earth is your responsibility.
Oh yeah, lots of running.
Pattern, isn't it? You refuse to sacrifice the ones you hold close.
Lots of knife fights.
You've always been on the right side, brother. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
Often swing says before a sacrifice.
One last time.
One last time. What? What, Lily? Okay, well, we have 5 minutes to do scrub through. I mean, that's a MacGuffin. Clearly, we're going to go to the Arctic. We see multiple bits here of them in the Arctic, and that's obviously when the submarine from the first film was left. We know from the previous teaser that one of the kind of stunt pieces is going to be a prolonged bit on a plane. I do wonder if they've perhaps run out of gimmicks, because like them doing bits on a plane and on the aircraft have been done before. In previous films, you know, he hung off that carrier, he climbed up the rope onto the helicopter. There does seem to be like repeating like set pieces, whereas before they were kind of doing new things. I guess, you know, have they reached a point where they've run out of like interesting and new things for them to do?
Our lives are not defined by any one.
So I think, oh yeah, there's a part obviously where he's going to be in London for a period of time. The scene returned to London a whole bunch. Like I'd try actually do it in the first film. I'd do it in Mission Impossible. Not Fallout, Rogue Nation, I think. Then in a later one. But clearly there's going to be a prolonged sequence where he runs through more of London's landmarks with blood on his top. And I think there's bits where they're going to be, I think this is, no, this probably isn't the submarine given the walls, but there's going to be bits in the Arctic where they have to go to the submarine and like grab stuff.
Our lives are the sum of our choices.
That's the coffin that the evil bad guy hides in. Clearly there's going to be a bit where he has to go free diving in the Arctic. I want to know if Tom... I mean, that's something I haven't done before. And I want to know if Tom Cruise actually goes into... Maybe not the Arctic, because I think you'd die. But certainly cold water and free dives. So I know there's the stunt where he free dives into that pool where the computer things are, no arms going around. But obviously a lot of that is CGI. Like, I do believe he's underwater, and I think he did hold his breath for like a long period of time. But it's also something where he doesn't need to, because I think that scene cuts in and out, and a lot of the background is CGI. So I'm hoping that like at least some of this here is real. Am I running?
Everything you were, everything you've done.
Is that the same knife? I wonder why it's relevant, because that's obviously Krieger's knife.
Has come to this.
Is this other factions after the key? We know there's like decoys and stuff. Or maybe different copies of the key.
When the need for certainty is absolute, and the odds are deemed impossible, the mission falls to him.
Should he choose to accept? For every life you tried to save,
Obviously, Angela Bassett, the head of the CIA, again, with multiple people of different services.
you gambled millions more.
Mark Gatiss, big fan.
And now the fate of every...
So obviously different copies of the key. This is, I'm not sure, America, I'm not sure which country that is.
is your responsibility.
Am I running for London?
That's the pattern, isn't it?
Oh, he's with the evil bad guy. What that means. Because he wasn't with him at the end of the last film. Is he captured?
You refuse to sacrifice the ones you hold close.
Again, we go back to that theme, and there's always that prolonging kind of question if one of these characters is going to die. I have a minute to wrap this up.
You've always been on the right side, brother. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Okay, well, Lee was just telling me that I need to go play D&D now. So that's my reaction. Cutting it really close. But thanks for tuning in. I suppose we'll find out more with the... You knocked off my phone. We'll find out more with the trailer. Alright. See yous. I need to go get my dice. Get my dice, Lily. See you next time.